Hi there, I'm Chris Dale. I'm the founder of the Yard Card Association. I am coming to you to bring you a few tips on how to set goals, and not just goal setting, but goal getting, because we can set goals all day long, but that doesn't mean we accomplish them, right? So before we get started, I just want to let you know that this training will be on various platforms. So I don't know where you're going to be tuning into, but just so you know, we have our YouTube channel. We've got our Facebook live stream show. We've also got the Yard Card School podcast, and we've got our website at yardcardassociation.com. Now, if you would like to show your support, we would be super grateful if you would go to any of those platforms and give us a like, follow us, subscribe to our channel. It really makes a difference for us to know that you want us to keep showing up and keep bringing you new tips and strategies and trainings. So I will link to those in the show notes and descriptions for you. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, goal setting, which is really goal getting for us. Because I know if you are listening to this, you are a striver. So one thing I want you to think about is we've got to be intentional with this. If we just hope that the things we want are going to show up in our lives, that's great. But when we are intentional, that's even better. It's greater, because that means we are opening ourselves up to make a plan and make it happen. Making it happen is how we accomplish our goals and we become bigger strivers. Would you agree with that? So we're going to start off with the basics, and then I'm going to give you 5 tips to do it, okay? And of course, you've got to set your goals. That's very straightforward, right? And it's recommended, and I know this from my own personal experience, and if you start studying and become a follower of any of the big guns out there, the big mentors, these huge experts, you'll hear the same thing, that you need to have a certain number of goals. It could be from 3 to 10. Ideally, it's 7 to 10, but work with what you are willing to work with. If you do 3 to 10, you're going to then prioritize your top 3, right? Because we want to see what we're going to focus on the most. It's really hard to multitask. When we multitask, we are not focusing our attention. So set those goals, 3 to 10, ideally 7 to 10, and then think about which ones are you going to want to get to December 31st and celebrate the top 3 goals that you accomplished, right? Visualize where you're going to be on December 31st. And that's so important that you know this. If you have more, even better. But at a minimum, you're going to have these 3 that you accomplished. I am excited about that for every one of you. Now with that, so you're going to set these goals, but you need to write them down. Writing them down is 90% of what makes these things actually come to fruition. And that may sound crazy, but when it's in here, we're not keeping it top of mind, and it just can vanish very easily. And I was just at a wonderful success conference with Terri Savelle Foy in Rockwall, Texas, and it was called the Next Conference. Let's see here. That's my journal from it. And she has a lot of great things. She's just, I've filled up a notebook here. But one of the things she said about this, when it's not on paper, it's a vapor. Now think about that. When it's not on paper, it's a vapor, and it just swooshes away. And she has a great visual because she has a spray bottle. And so she sprays the bottle and you see all the mist come out and it disappears. So write this down. Write down your goals. And we're going to talk about now, what are the 5 tips to doing that? Like, here's the specifics. Now, number 1 is going to be clear goals. And I'll give you an example of that. I'll give you a couple of examples of that. Because when we're clear and specific, we are more likely to get exactly what we've asked for. Because when we're vague, we're going to get vague results. We don't want vague results, right? And when we're clear and we get clear results, we're thrilled that we accomplished that clear result, right? Okay, so one of the examples would be you want to be debt-free this year. Well, that's great, but that's a vague goal. A specific goal would be, I want to have all my credit cards paid off. I want to be debt-free from my credit cards. So add up that amount. And so the goal would really be, we'll get to that in a minute. I paid off $7,242 in credit card debt. So you need to have that actual number in there. If it's $20,000, whatever the number is, whatever you're wanting to pay off. If you have a car and you want to pay it off and you owe $22,022, your goal is to pay off $22,022 and be debt-free for your car. Does that make sense? Okay, here's another one for you. A vague goal would be, I want to save money. Well, that's great. We all should save money, right? That could be $20. That could be $20,000. So if you just say, I want to save money, well, you've accomplished that mission if you save $20. But is that really what you want? Or is your goal to really save $20,000? So the clear goal for that would be save $20,000. You see where I'm going with that, right? Okay. Another one that's good for business here is, let's say you want to have more Facebook followers. So a vague goal would be more Facebook followers. Well, that's great. If you get one more Facebook follower, boom, you've met that goal. That's a vague goal. We want to set your standards much higher than this. A clear goal would be, I want 1,000 Facebook followers. So that's a specific goal. Do you see where we're going with that? I hope so. And so writing those down and then being clear and specific with them. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is set milestones, because they should be, and I bet they will be, huge goals, right? They're going to be goals you're striving for, not little mini goals. Milestone goals are the mini goals that help you achieve the big goals. So I'm going to pick on Facebook followers, for instance. Let's say your goal is to have 1,000 Facebook followers. And right now you have 104. First off, you have to know where you are now. But then it's important to set the milestone goals. So let's say the next goal would be 300 followers, and then 500 followers, and then 750 followers, right? You've got these milestones. And every single time you hit those goals, you're going to celebrate, and decide how you're going to celebrate. Be specific in those goals. Be specific in your plans and your intentions on what you're going to do when you hit each and every one of those milestone goals as well. Okay. That was number 2. Number 3 is to set deadlines. What does this mean? This means put some dates on the calendar, right? And one thing I'm going to show you here is, I have this adorable llama calendar, by the way, that was given to me by one of our wonderful Yard Card Association members. But when I get to the end of December, December 17th is actually my goal, not December 31st. But when you get to the end of the year, what is the date on the calendar that you will have accomplished this? So that's a big date. That's the end of the year date for me, because I take off the last 2 weeks for the holiday season. And so I need to have my goals accomplished before December 31st in order to do that. But then you want to go back and set those milestone accomplishment dates. So let's say you've got 104 Facebook followers right now. And as of today's recording, it's January 22nd, 2022. Well, my guess is in the next 2 days, you probably won't get to 1,000 followers. So you've got to set those milestone goals. So look at when you think you will have, and you will work on this, you will get to the 300 and then the 500 and the 750. Write it on your calendar. Write it on your calendar. It's so important that you do that. You're intentional. You're showing intention by doing that. So we're going to just recap a little bit. Number 1, set clear goals. Number 2, set milestones. Number 3 is set deadlines. Number 4 is to schedule it. What does that mean? Okay, so let's say your goal is to have 300 Facebook followers by March 1st. How are you going to do that? You're going to schedule in time as to how in the world you're going to accomplish that. And then you're going to need a plan on that. You're going to need to be intentional. The whole just hope that it all works out and keep your fingers crossed is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. That's so important. So when you put together your schedule, that means you're being more intentional and you can hit your goals and get those milestone goals. You're going to celebrate. You're going to give yourself a high five. Do y'all know Mel Robbins? She is all about the high five habit. Give yourself a high five and keep moving forward. Okay, so that was number 4, was schedule it. Number 5, make it visual. Make it where it's something you're going to see it every single day. Because if you just write it down, let's say you write it down in a journal, or you write it in the notes section of your phone, wherever you write it down, let's say you write it on a note card and then you put it in your purse, or you put it in your wallet, or you put it in your desk drawer. Writing it down once does not help you. How many goals have you ever thought about, first of all, and not written down, but then written down and then poof, that's it. You don't really see them again the rest of the year until maybe you by accidentally are looking for something and you stumble onto them and you're like, oh my gosh, I've done that. And it's like, sometimes it's like, hey, I'm giving myself a high five because, hey, I did accomplish them. A lot of times it's, oh man, yeah, I still want to accomplish those. So when you get it out in front of you and you look at it every single day, and better yet, say it out loud, then you are 10 times more likely to accomplish it. That's the power of intention and the power of keeping yourself focused on it. And, you know, one of the things that's really great, and Terri Savelle Foy has a little mini course on how to create a vision board. And vision boards are fantastic. And that's a fun little thing to do, because if you are in the yard card industry, you are a visual person and we want to see stuff, right? And that's super important. So in the instance of Facebook followers, so what you would do is you would go and either create a graphic or come up with a screenshot of your page, and then go into Canva or some sort of other photo editor and actually take out the 104 followers, right? You can remove that. You can erase it or highlight over it, and then replace it with 1,000 followers, and then print it out And then you've got that. And you're going to see that Facebook thumb, right? And then next to it, it's going to say 1,000 followers. When you do that and you print it out and you have it, whether it's a vision board or some other visual, it's super powerful because it keeps it front of mind for you. Okay, the next thing I want to mention is when you're writing these goals, write them as if they've already happened. Not future tense, not I will have 1,000 Facebook followers. It will be I have 1,000 Facebook followers, right? Now that's not past, that's present tense, but you're going to write it like it's already happened, okay? That's super important because then when you're reading your goals every single day, you're reminding yourself and you're telling your brain, I already have 1,000 Facebook followers. I already paid off $7,422 in credit card debt. I already saved $20,000. You see where I'm going with that? So don't write it in the future tense. Write it as if it's already happened. It may sound weird. It may seem really like unnatural, but that's okay because where there's discomfort, that's where the growth happens. And that's what I want for you, for every single one of you. All right. So that's actually it. And I hope that's going to be super helpful. Here's what else I would love for you to do. Take a photo, take a screenshot of whatever you do. If you do a vision board, take that, put it on your phone. Let yourself have other ways to see it, not just one. One thing you can do is put it as your home screen on your phone or on your laptop, right? Put that as your background. The more you can have it in front of you, the closer you are getting to fulfilling those goals because you're a goal getter, not just a goal setter. We can sit here and we can plan and plan and plan, but we got to get after it. And I know you're a striver because you're here. And that's what I want for you. So please do me a favor. Screenshot it, whatever you're writing down, screenshot it, tag us over on Instagram at yardcardbiz, or go over to our Facebook page, post it over there. We want to see this. And I want to celebrate you. When you get this done, that's a celebration already that you took these big steps for your growth and your future. That's why you're a striver, right? All right. So go over again, Instagram, Yard Card Biz, Facebook page, Yard Card Association. And of course, our YouTube channel is Yard Card Association. Our podcast is the Yard Card School Podcast. We're streaming over on all of the most popular podcast platforms. And we hope you like this. We hope you will take a moment, like I said, like us, follow us, subscribe to us. Go over to another channel or another platform where you're not following us, please. This means so much to us. And this helps us know you want us to keep bringing more value, more tips, more strategies, more trainings to you. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope you've enjoyed the training. I'm looking forward to hearing about what you think. And let's go and crush 2022. Cheers to your success.